Thank you. Uh, Today, I'd like to talk about how this school changed my academic journey for the better. Like Mr. Delgado just said, I've been here for a really long time. I've been here since sixth grade, which means I joined the school 7 years ago. I've been here so long that my first year was on the old campus before we even bought this building, and that some of the teachers I'm going to mention in this speech don't work here anymore. Before joining this school, I was in a state of turmoil where I was bouncing between our local public and private schools, trying to find something that worked for me. We went through an intense process of shadowing to see which schools could allow me to learn at my pace because I was considered to be ahead for my age level. After learning about the school through recommendation from family friends and shadowing classes for a couple days, we decided this might be a place that works for me, and regardless of the fact that I was really young. And when I say really young, I was probably at least 3, 4, maybe 5 years younger than the next youngest student. So, but despite that, nobody here made me feel out of place or lost. All the faculty members and teachers and students, they always made me feel included. I never felt left out of conversations or class discussions, which really stuck with me. They were always willing to help me with either schoolwork or just anything in general whenever I had a question. Um, and that never changed in all the 7 years I've been here. I remember my first time in sixth grade, I had to write a lab report for science. And I didn't do so great. It was the first lab report I'd ever written. It was a high school level class. My writing, obviously, I was 10. My writing wasn't up to high school standard. And, but that was okay because after school, my teacher, our science teacher, Mr. Bender, he sat with me at the end of the day and we went through that report line by line together. And he showed me what the expectations were for each section. And that kind of personal attention allowed me to do much better on the next one because now I knew what I was doing. Even outside the classroom, I always remember Miss Delgado being in the office every day whenever I would wait for my parents to come pick me up or whenever I was doing an online class. And she would always take care of me because she also recognized that I was very young and didn't really know what I was doing. So she was always there just if I had a question or needed help with something, she was always there for me. This kind of personal attention that I received from all the teachers, that really helped me grow as a person as well over both middle and high school. I, I've become more comfortable speaking up as I'm doing right now and speaking for myself, providing my own opinion on different subjects. That might seem like a normal thing for a person to do, but back when I was young, I was very shy. I didn't like talking to people. I didn't like being around people. And I would basically do anything to avoid going near people. I was a lone wolf. And I remember at the beginning of my current events class, that was a problem because our current events class, the entire class was us discussing current events. And during those assignments, I pretty much never raised my hand. I was always quiet in the back, just listening to everyone else speak. And it became a bit of a problem. But I remember that after just listening to everyone else speak and being so comfortable with it, and with some more personal advice from our teacher, Mr. Coca, I became more confident in my speaking skills and the work I was producing. And by the end of the year, Mr. Coca, he himself was congratulating me on the work I was doing, which just shows how much how much I improved just with that little bit of attention from the teachers. Like I said before, the reason I joined the school was to find a little bit of opportunity, academic opportunity that I wasn't able to find at other public and private schools. And that's something I've received in spades from the first day I got here. Having having just being able to sit with Mr. Delgado at the beginning of every year to figure out my course schedule and having access to online classes that he would help monitor for me. That allowed me, especially when I first started, to go at the pace that I needed to, as quickly as I needed to, as slowly as I needed to, which is something that was impossible, obviously, in a traditional classroom. And over the past 2 years, he's also helped me take community college courses, and I now have 40 something credits that I can transfer to actual college when I go next year, which is just great. I said, when I first joined the school, I was young, I was awkward, I didn't like talking to people, but the school helped push me out of my comfort zone in that sense. I was pushed into an environment where I needed to talk to people, and I realized that was just a skill that I have to have for life. I can't live alone, solitary. I need to learn that. And everyone around me just having their confidence in me, being able to express myself, gave me a lot of confidence in myself that I could express myself. And that's how I was able to develop as a person. And now look at me. 7 years later, I'm talking to 50 people in a crowded room. And this is something I wouldn't even have thought was possible 7 years ago. So thank you.